number 4 seed. We're in PAX. It's the North American Stage 4 playoffs. Let's get it on.
All right, Devious definitely going to be in a little bit of an advantage because they have the more favorable spawn side. They'll try to find a way to win these maps off, but they do have they have P1 control already.
Yeah, really good stuff. Also getting over towards the top side of this TV room. So the SMG is already ripping things apart, and Luminosity empty from finding really anything. Vega only got the solo kill for LG. So early time for Devious. LG working their way back to try to contest, but easier said than done at the moment. It's all about trying to control these long-range gunfights, and a bit of a bounce back here as all of a sudden there's a flank from behind. Rihan doing well to clear out the back and then taking the attention back forward. Envy does keep LG inside, and hold on a second, keep your eye on the spawns. Devious are under pressure on the right side of the map.
But then 2Red definitely knows where Luminosity is going to be spawning off to, that this is the presence of mind that we like to see Devious. Rihan try to go in there for that spawn flip, but also 2Red very much well knows that there's going to be a lot of Luminosity players spawning right there. But so far, it's still going to be Luminosity into the more favorable spawn for next.
Yeah, looking solid, at least for now, for LG to try to get back into this game, but a very dangerous opening hardpoint as Devious will get 27 seconds. Really well done on P1. But the problem here is, how do you break open one of the hardest hardpoints in Call of Duty Mobile? And it starts with trying to move up this right side of the map, get over towards this top temple. That's Doug looking for something over the top of the jump wall. Getting one. Turning actually has a little bit of space to work with here. He's got Rihan helping over the top. A second kill starts to come through. Devious all of a sudden with a chance to threaten to break. Spawns are blocked. LG not able to hold on, and now all of a sudden there's going to be a full-on flip. Devious looking good for this break around the back.
That was so good. Their first line of contact was Marshy. They were able to get rid of him up in the hop-off wall, and slowly but surely they waited for the rest of their team to go in there for that temple spawn, like what we mentioned already is the more favorable spawn here in P2. Now that they have a hold of Gold Room now, it's how they're going to be able to go and break the hill.
I mean, this is a different Devious than what we saw in the group stage. We saw them really elevating their game throughout their 4 weeks of gameplay, but all of a sudden this is about as perfect as it gets in terms of really putting together a solid rotation from 1 to 2 here on Apocalypse. And you already have a little bit of stretch from 2Red playing over towards Coop's side. Exit kills also turning up okay as Scott takes down a double. So there is going to be an opportunity here for Devious to soak up the scrap and be able to threaten new.
Man, 2Red is just so good right now at positioning himself in really essential anchor points. He is going to lose that gunfight, but that also essentially allows Devious to spawn right, left side of the map, which is a place where you kind of want to win it, but it is still going to be an open hardpoint. Luminosity, on the other hand, they are now trying to funnel through, and even though they brought one player there, they're not winning that gunfight yet.
It's all about this opening contest. Devious just kind of measuring, taking their time. Envy going to pop out the first operator. Sparrow in hand. That does well to get LG back in. And now a little bit further forward comes the pressure from LG. They will reclaim the lead. LG trying to get a read on where exactly this Devious hit's coming from. It is taking a while, to be fair, but the kill's coming out. All of a sudden, you've got Devious popping operators of their own. Zolf's going to take down 3 with the Purifier, and a flip of the hard point comes through. Devious a chance to reclaim their lead.
The counter operator from Zolf to get rid of that Sparrow is definitely going to be key for them to get the majority of the scrap points here. And now it's time for you to decide if you're Luminosity. You're spawning into different directions now, where Devious is going to be positioned in a really good spot for next. Have spawn control, objective control as well, but we do get to see Luminosity is going to be getting that scrap points.
Claw does get taken down on rotation though, so LG have eliminated some of the operator pressure from Devious. They are a bit empty, trying to get themselves an early setup here at Ruins, but still a chance to fight this back. Couple of kills coming through for LG. Band off the pinch, looking to open up the hard point in LG's name. He'll be successful in that feat. Devious spawning all over the map right now. They're trying their best to anchor on the left-handed side, but it's not coming through fully. But how about this? A little lifeline from 2Red. He makes his way through Cave. He gets an opening double. S-Thug there to follow up. Vague trying to hold on to the hard point with the Claw. He's going to take down 3, but 2Red still in a spot to contest. Just doesn't have the help needed, and LG will sustain the hill.
LG just bringing out their operators and score streaks in the most perfect time. They're soaking up a lot of the hard points now, and for Devious, they need to find a way to get a little bit more of that spawn control. You get to see Zolf try to get that control, but unfortunately for him, is a little bit too overwhelmed with the amount of Luminosity players that are going to be right there. 16 seconds left on the clock, and now the gap is slowly just going over into the side of Luminosity.
Yeah, remember that moment right there, friends, because LG was, I would say, limping through this map up until that late hold, and now they've all of a sudden built some daylight in towards their score, up about 45 points. We rotate back over towards P1. Devious not in a comfortable spot at the moment, but could surprise this LG defense. as there is a little bit of a play around the back, while simultaneously there's some action from the front. Pred missile from Washi does at least alleviate some of that initial pressure on P1. LG looking to get themselves set up, but even still, number 5 in blue, Scott along the back is trying to get Devious a chance to flip spawns around. He wins the 1v1 off screen, and Devious can now refocus their attention towards the hill.
I think at this point, Scott already has a 3 combo, and that just gave them so much more of an opportunity to have a little bit more of that spawn control. Yes, they have spawn control, but they need to find a way to flush in through that P1, which Luminosity still has a pretty good hold with.
Rehan trying to get himself some space to work through the top side of these awnings. Zulf down low, trying to slide onto the hard point, not going to be able to find much of anything, and Devious's attempts to get onto the hill largely squandered immediately. Luminosity continued to build up their lead, back to 45+. Devious still holding onto the favored setup over towards P2, and they're finding good exit kills here, so even though Devious find themselves down, they have to be able to recover and reclaim the lead here with 45+ second hold on P2.
2Red able to get 3 seconds on the hill, which we already know can be very essential later on into that late hard point. But here we go. It is going to be Devious with that temple spawn, and it is Rehan getting that double. That is going to be huge to get rid of those players from Luminosity, trying to go into that hop-up wall. And so far, they're doing so well right now. But with Luminosity, they could bring out an operator to try and break his hill.
Well, they don't have much at the moment. It's just down to can Fake open up space through Fire Alley. Not going to work out. Recovery here from Devious. Rehan still doing a lot of damage all across the map. LG will pop over NV Sparrow, but as he only finds 2 kills, it's not fully enough to flip the spawns around. A chance for LG to contest and even soak up a bit of time here throughout the middle section of this second hard point, but here comes Devious off the proximal spawn. They also carry numbers, but bam, he's read it perfectly. The Purifier cleans everything up along the outside. Still a chance for Devious to contest, but another miraculous play out of LG's operator usage.
Absolutely, I was about to touch up on that point. They did it a while ago in P4, now in P2, and we need to see something similar with Devious. They were able to counter that a while ago, and now they're prepared for that P3 control. So far, it is just going to be that one player, Rehan, trying to get that control here in that next hill. He will be greeted by some players of Luminosity, but he's still not taken care of.
Wow, that is another massive moment from LG, and in the past, when we've seen them struggle and respawn, their operator usage has kind of bailed them out. And so far, it seems like that very well may be the case again, because Devious was really putting on a show here early, and since that P4, everything started to get a little bit out of control. Zulf, a little bit of desperation here with the Purifier. He does find a handful of kills, so it does flip the hard point over to Devious's direction, but they need to hold the majority of this back 40 and win rotation to consider this a tight game again.
Man, Marshy's nade was just what? That just absolutely came out of nowhere. 2Red, though, he tries to bring out the claw and not able to efficiently use that. There are still players from Devious here on the point, but it is just about time, especially when we do get to see Vague lose that gunfight. The pinch not going to happen, but it's still that front push from Luminosity that still wins this hill for them.
And it's just not convincing enough yet for Devious. There have been moments in this late stretch where they've been able to do some work, but it's just LG's operator usage has had so much more efficiency and effectiveness in key moments. So it's one of those dire times. We'll be starting to call for some desperation from Devious. Down about 100 points, rotating over towards P4 again. Devious even being held a little bit here on rotation. So it's going to be a tough ask to make this rotation happen swiftly. Hardpoint opens up, LG first team in. Marshy trying to get something involved with the Pred missile. He will be able to take down one, and that will be enough for LG to build up potential win condition right here.
And now Devious, this is going to be one essential push, and unfortunately for them, loses majority of the gunfights, and that just allows them to be spawned out in all directions. It is going to be LG going so big right now with the operator usage, with the gunfights. 220 and 105 is going to be your scoreline. This is the one last push that Devious definitely needs, but Envy with the Sparrow is definitely going to be difficult.
Yeah, a bit of a trade going back and forth, and that's just not good enough for Devious. Win condition more than established at this point. It has to be noted that talking about the pacing issues that LG was considering going into this tournament, Marshy is the kill leader for LG as the 6-man sub for Tech. So the role considerations may have been a question mark, but it seems like the formula is working out nicely. It'll be a 250 to 105 tally after a really tight opening for Devious. LG just didn't look back after that first 4th hard point.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to find their footing, and this is what we kind of see with more experienced teams. Like, even though the beginning was not working out for you, it's really just important to close it out.